Hello. I'm going to be here waiting for everybody to join this live talk of today. I wonder if I can share this. In other platforms. There. Hey Jonas, nice to see you. Well, I'm going to download this video later, and I'm going to post it also on my social media, on YouTube, on my private channel, and on my Facebook. And today I will share a little bit of another fasting with water and master plans that I did. And it's not my first time. This was maybe number 10 time that I did, but this time was a little bit special because I have several things that were very important for me to fast for, and people choose to fast for different reasons. I believe most reasons are connected with the spiritual part of the fasting, and well, the other is the body healing part that fasting also gives in a long period of time. Hello Floris, hello Anderson Linus. I see. Hey Andrea, thank you for joining. I will officially start talking at 7. But yes, this water fasting I did, it was around 2 weeks ago, or it started the 1st of May till the 15th of June. But my water fasting I did for 8 days, because we also took some days for integration to recover. The hardest part of water fasting is after, when you need to go back to eating. Andrea that is here, she knows, she was also fasting with us in Peru. And we do a lot of these events with the master plans. Well, not many a lot, but at least 2 times a year. And fasting is a very important part of healing also with the plants. So I will officially wait until 7 before I will go, but I'm just sharing you small pieces. If you hear me good, let me know. If you can hear good, or if there is any interruption with the sound, or if the connection is not working, please let me know. Yeah, Andrea, how long was you fasting? Do you remember? You can share in the comments while we wait. Hey, Luisa. Debbie. Hey, Debbie. Mike. Thank you for joining. I'm going to talk today about my 8 days water fasting. And yeah, we are 7 now. Well, now I'm going to start formally. 5 days you did, Andrea. Very good. Yeah, it was hard, but it was good. Now I will start speaking, because then I'm going to download this video. And it's hello everybody. I'm Aisha Silva from the Peruvian Amazon. Some of you know me, that you have been following me, maybe some of you for many years. I've been in social media, I think, for the last 12 years, sharing about the master plans. And in this opportunity, I'm sharing my experience with the water fasting that I did this last month of May in Norway with a group of people. And the first time when I heard about water fasting actually was when I was in Peru, and the first time when I came to do ayahuasca, and my teacher started to talk about the benefits, that there are more benefits from like the spiritual aspect of healing with plants, and also the results. There is some magical things that happens to your mind, to your body, to your energy when you're fasting, and that's why it's very popular in many spiritual practices. Yeah, so fasting is not only to give yourself time to heal your body, because now there are so many studies, official studies, that are showing and proving like how the body really takes the time when we don't eat to heal itself. I'm been healing myself from different like physical things. I started more seriously when I discovered that I have fat liver and I don't drink, so it is a little bit of a pity to have that. And I'm going to check when I'm coming back to Peru how is that going, if it's improving. I feel much better, I feel more energized. And the part of the fasting, when you do for the first time, the first days are the hardest, you can say, but also the first times when you start to do fasting. If you have never tried and you want to try it, I will say it's very much mental. Like, what I mean, it's a commitment with yourself and a practice that requires, I will say, discipline to guide yourself to think about and do anything else than just focusing in food. I think we don't realize how much attention we give to food, and at the same time we just eat for eating. Like, we give attention, but at the same time we don't pay attention when we are eating. But when you fast, you start kind of building a new relationship with yourself, with food, because after you get out of the fasting, you need to build a new relationship with food. Like, food doesn't taste the same anymore, and your body doesn't receive the food the same way anymore. If it's your first time, if you would like to try fasting, the first step is to put an intention. For me, always my intention has been to improve some aspects of my life. Like this time in Norway, I have 3 very important things that I wanted to receive healing for, and also clarity. The first was I was doing my fasting. You can do fasting for other people. I was giving my fasting for my daughter. Some of you know that she got this disease from the cats, toxoplasmosis, and it was very interesting because one of the participants that were attending this diet, he shared with me that one of his relatives that was a child as well, that he also have this toxoplasmosis, and that they found natural medication to kill it. And of course, this is not, in the medical system, and I will get this very soon. And so I'm very excited because it didn't come that healing in the way I was thinking, but it came, and that motivated me more into continue my 8 days of fasting. The other intention I have was to receive clarity about certain decisions that I need to take for my life, for my personal life, and also for my work. And the communication with the plants while doing the fasting was so clear that it didn't let any space to doubt, the message. The connection after 6 days, because I didn't do the plant medicine ceremonies that were part of the event during the first days, but I did the last. So it was doing on my last 2 days of fasting, I joined the ayahuasca ceremonies. And like I always share, with the participants, there is not achievement in drinking so much medicine when we need to drink so much medicine, especially like plants like ayahuasca or San Pedro, when we need to take big dosages, is because we have bigger problems, we have bigger blockages. We are not so sensitive. So after these 6 days of fasting, and I did the last 2 ceremonies, I didn't eat so much. Like I need very, very little, and I connected so clearly and so beautiful. There was not space for my mind to interrupt the process, because my intention was as well so clear. What I also wanted to improve a relationship with a person that is quite important in my life, and it actually happened. After the diet, a lot of improvement came, and that's why I felt the importance of sharing this experience with all of you. You don't need to go to the jungle, you don't need to attend a retreat to offer 1 day of your life to do fasting for a purpose. If there is something that you are experiencing in your life that you need help with it, if you offer 1 day of fasting with this purpose, believe me that you are going to receive some help. And of course, the harder it is for us, for oneself, the best results. Like I was sharing in the beginning, this was not my first time fasting, but it was one of the times when I really have a very big intentions, and that helped it a lot to find a commitment every day to direct, my energy towards my intentions and not to eating or to food. I really love food. I really love food. I enjoy food. And since I started with my work, with my path with the plants, my relationship with food has changed. We don't realize how much ignorance we have, because we don't get the education in the schools about the impact of food in our bodies, in our health. The food is one of the most important medicines that we receive daily. And when we don't know how food is working in our bodies, it can make us sick, or it can prolong our lives. It can prevent diseases. So the plants through the fasting has helped me to feel my body, how it is when I'm not eating. A lot of clarity came, a lot of energy. Towards the last days of my fasting, I of course felt a little bit dizzy, and I have to be more careful and not to spend so much energy, because the purpose of this fasting again was to finish the fasting for the intentions that I have, the healing of my daughter, the improving of the relationship that I wanted to improve, and also the clarity for the decisions that I have to take in my work. And this fasting was together with the master plans. And this is the extra part that I will say for the fasting, because the master plants are spirits of the plants that have a special, I will say a special property. Like every plant has special property that help with a specific thing. For this time, I was drinking Bobinsana. For those that has tried the master plants, the Bobinsana is the plant of the heart, the plant of unconditional love that teaches how to love ourselves. And then towards the end, I was taking Norayao, which is the thunder tree of the Amazon. Is a very sacred tree for the Shipibos, the indigenous people in the Amazon in Peru. And this tree is taken to learn how to master your thoughts. So when you are taking Norayao, a lot of ideas comes to you, but also test about how to handle your emotions, how to be centered, how to have clarity. Norayao shows us that there are the good winds and the bad winds. And the good winds are the positive thoughts that we connect with, and the bad winds are the negative thoughts that we connect. And that clarity during the diet, to be able to observe my thoughts and to have that opportunity to pick for the positive ones, was also very, very beautiful. The plants that we are taking during the diets, during the fasting, and it's not mandatory to do fasting when you do master plans, but there are some restrictions that are important when you are doing master plans, like we are not consuming any salt, any sugar. It is very basic, like rice, some legumes like lentils, maybe some boiled eggs, but it's limited to 1 to twice a day. It's not to enjoy to eat, but it's to leave a space for the spirits of the plants to connect with us. When you do diet with master plants, you're building a relationship with the spirit of a plant, with the energy. And all the plants has medicine. All the plants has teachings. Now, not all the plants have always like positive energy. They are also like people. They have positive and negative energy. So it's important always to have maybe somebody that knows a little bit more about the plants, because they can also bring you to negative paths and to darkness if you don't know why you are taking for. And every plant has a power, has a knowledge. And when you are just throwing yourself without knowing, you can get harmed. So that's why in the Amazon, the people there spend a lot of time studying the plants. And the way how they do it is through these practices. Like, for me, the best way to connect with the master plants is through the fasting, because there is no interference. Everything that you put in your body when you are doing a master plants, it's an interference. It's an energy. It's information that is going to be processed in your body, and that will take time, for you to connect with the plant that you want to study. Many times, modern medicine doctors, they wonder how we find the plants that are good for this, for that, because many shamans in the Amazon, they know the plants that are good to heal cancer, that are good to heal, for example, diabetes, and we have these plants, just that they are not coming out commercially because it's not beneficial for many economical reasons, for the pharmaceutical companies. But they come there and then they make pills that are not necessarily to heal, but to improve a little bit the symptoms, but not to heal. And the shamans down there in the Amazon, they have taken the time to study the plants, and these plants, through that time of connecting with them, they share, as a part of a reward, the properties that they carry. They speak with us. They communicate through dreams. They communicate in the ceremonies. It is like a conversation that you're having with a person. So when you are taking a master plan, your intention is to learn, to heal, to receive the wisdom of the plan, and you need to create that space for that communication to happen. So that's why we usually get isolated. And what that means that we are not in contact with other people. As much as we can, we try to avoid like human contact, that we can receive the communication with the plants. We always share in our diets that building a relationship with the master plants is like building a relationship, a romantic relationship. So when you want to be with somebody, or when you are in a relationship, the way how that relationship improve and get stronger is by spending time, by being there, by being present, by listening. So it's the same with the master plants. Many times we are too comfortable in life, and we have too many distractions, and we are not even able to listen to ourselves, to listen to our inner voice. The plants give us that chance to come back to alignment, to harmonize ourselves again, to open up, to take out the blockages that are not allowing us to get in touch anymore with that inner voice. Bobinsana, that is one of my favorite plants. I hope one day I will be a Bobinsana teacher. It's a beautiful plant that helps to open your heart, that helps to open your communication. It's thanks to these plants that I being able to take the hardest decision, I think, in my life, that I will share soon with all of you. I'm writing my book for like more details, because I can't share all this in a live. But Bovinsana, I have been doing diets with Bovinsana since I met this plant. It's been the last maybe 5 years. I'm been taking this plant together with ayahuasca, and together with ayahuasca is also very beautiful combination. But when you do the diet with this plant, I was finding myself singing every day. Songs just coming to me. Is the plan also for the healers, the shamans, to receive the shamanic chanting. The shamanic chanting, the Icaros, is the songs that we use for healing, and also for different purposes. Yeah, there are songs to bring happiness. There are songs to open the heart. There are songs to make people get in touch with certain emotions that they need to release, to cry. There are songs that help us to reconnect with our inner child. There are songs that also push certain parts of us to heal, where it feels uncomfortable. There are songs that are made to bring us to a trance, in a ceremony that makes the plants to become stronger. To do a diet with master plants it's a unique experience, and I always say I wish everybody has the chance to do at least once in the life a master plan. Not necessarily ayahuasca, because ayahuasca is not for everybody, but the time and opportunity to be with yourself, to get out of all the distractions that you have from your daily life, to have an intention to transcend, your daily limitations, I will say, to open up, to connect with the spirits, with the plants, with the spiritual world, with yourself. I think takes a lot of bravery, and also that need to look for answers. I think many times we don't suffer enough in life to ask ourselves why we are here, what is our purpose. And many times we just mistake that we are sad or we are a little bit depressed because of that, because we think that life is not beautiful, but we forget that we are not asking ourselves these questions. Who we are, who we were before we came here, and where are we going after this experience finished? Because one thing that is certain is that we will all die. In this, I always say in the retreat, we will all die one day. And what is happening between our birth and that moment when we need to leave? What meaning we are giving to this time, in life, like every day, waking up, every night that we have the chance to go, to bed. Sometimes life brings us difficulties that push us in different directions to ask ourselves this. I am very grateful with the master plans, because they have given me that space to find those answers. Nowadays, I'm been walking this path with the plant medicine for 17 years. And I started this journey because of a severe depression that I was dealing with for many years, where I have a lot of negative thoughts, a lot of thoughts about suicide, killing myself. And at the same time, something inside of me was telling me that that was not the way, that there is another way, and that I will find the answers. And that's when plant medicine came to save my life, basically. My first encounters with the master plants and with fasting especially was when I went to the Amazon, like to the jungle. I am from the Amazon, but not like in the jungle. I am from a town, it's Tarapoto, if you have heard of. But I went to live with the indigenous people in the jungle for 1.5 years. And there I was taking plants for all of that time that I stayed there. And some of these times I was fasting. The longest fasting I did was 11 days. And the day when I finished that fasting, I still remember because there was nobody there. It was one shaman that closed my diet, but there was no food. And I had to come back to town with walking for 2 hours to take a boat. And I hardly make it, but I make it. Because the plants give you also the strength that you need. And I do the fasting to cultivate discipline in my life. Discipline with my body, discipline with my goals, and also that I can bring the discipline to my daily life. The most difficult part of fasting, I think, is after you finish the fasting, to know where to start eating again. You know, when you will do a long fasting, it's always important that you have the time for you, that you are not interrupted, because you become kind of sensitive when you are in this time. You don't want people to come to be talking to you problems. You don't want to hear, problems from the outside world. You want to be in this space of silence and communion with yourself. You want to open up to the mysteries of the Spirit. I think the most popular fasting that we have here is of Jesus. Jesus was fasting to prepare himself for what will be his biggest mission, to die for all of us. Before he fulfilled that mission, he was fasting in the desert for 40 days, I think, and 40 nights. And he was tempted during that time. So when we are doing also this diet with the purpose of learning, is because there are different purposes when you do the fasting with the master plans. One is to heal. One is to have intentions to achieve certain things. It can be healing. It can be also healing for other people. This time we have a couple of people that came to do fasting for other people. I have a good friend that today is his birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. I don't want to say your name because I don't know if you want to be public here exposed. I will just say his name is Jonas. And he was fasting for his family, for his kids, for his wife, and he also was offering in every ceremony healing to his family. He was telling the medicine to deliver this healing. We will also helping him to learn how to do that distant healing. And it was very beautiful that many things that were happening in the family when he left improved. When he came back, like a lot of things were improved. Family was happy because they were having a little bit of a depression, and now they are in a very good place. I will soon meet one also of the participants that was doing a fasting for his mother that is healing from cancer. And yeah, I also want to hear how that it went for her, because she was going to have a check-in soon. So we are very curious about how this fasting has affected. And we were like a group of people. We were 10 people. And most of us, we were doing the fasting for other people. And it was a beautiful experience to share that strength together, to motivate ourselves, to keep going, one more day. And Luisa is asking, how can you find courage to do it alone at home? Your intention, Luisa, needs to be strong enough that it will give you that courage that you need. If not, whatever you want to fix is not yet hard enough. And you don't want to wait until it's hard enough for you to find that motivation, to do it. So the best is before things get worse, to find that place in your heart, that commitment. You can start with short fasting, one day first, and really it's a lot of only our minds. You can transform the hungerness into something else. When I was feeling hungry, I remember I was drinking tea. So herbal teas are helping a lot. Like I was using sage, I was using chamomile, but natural. Yes, you need to buy the plants, don't buy the bags. And if you buy that, it needs to be organic. Yes, because if not, nowadays all the teas also has pesticides. You don't want to diet that. You don't want to take that. So if you will take teas, it needs to be organic, and you don't add any honey or anything. And for the longer periods of fasting, you can have a little bit of electrolytes, but not food. Yes, only they sell sometimes like some tablets that you put on water that is just electrolytes, and that just helps you when you are too long in a fasting and when you are too dizzy. But then you need to learn how to stand up slowly, and when you're doing a longer fasting, you not do much things at home. Yes, so that's why it's important to be in your own space, and that you don't have to spend so much energy. Yes, but yes, Luisa, that's what I can tell you. You can find the courage if you have if your intention it's strong enough, you will find the courage, and you can help yourself with drinking the herbal teas, and you can also write. Yes, you can write down, like you can journal, your experience. You can paint. You can find creative things to do, like where to put your attention. Sometimes I was writing recipes. I remember I was channeling my hungerness into writing recipes, and then I was preparing them. So I learned to cook a lot. Some of you don't know that my cooking is good. It is because of the fasting, because you build a new relationship with food. Like I say, I say to the chefs and the people that is cooking, like doing fasting is the best, because you connect with the food, the flavors and tastes in a different way. And after, when you get out of the fast, and you can taste that a lot of food has salt, that you don't need to add so much things, that everything has a flavor, a taste, and the most beautiful things are all of those that are alive. I used to eat a lot of chicken. I'm from Peru, so I'm a chicketarian. But through the years and all the fasting, now this is becoming better. I'm eating more vegetarian. I'm consuming a little bit more fish. And I haven't been like killing myself. I need to do this. It has been happening naturally. There are times when I want to eat meat, of course, and then I do. But it's like very weird when this is happening. But now most of the time it's like my body is asking me to have more vegetables, and at the same time to reduce my portions, and also like how much I want to eat. And I also have realized that many times we eat because we are bored. Many times we don't know we are thirsty and we are eating instead of drinking water. I remember when I was doing all the fasting, like I have so much energy, and then when I start eating again, depending on what, if I started to eat carbs immediately, I will feel like very tired. But if I will break my fasting and had a little bit more of like proteins, like maybe boiled eggs, a little bit of fruits like blueberries, that it will make a whole different impact in my body. So also breaking the fasting is very important, like not to go back to eat like anything, you need to like, depends on how long the fasting was, of course. You slowly go back. First you have soups, vegetables, things that are soft for your stomach, bananas, oats, avocados, maybe some sweet potato, pumpkin, and these kind of things. And then slowly you start to introduce, if you eat meat, like fish, and then a little bit more like chicken. It is a very beautiful experience. During the fasting, your skin also kind of recovers the glow. The only negative thing with the fasting that is when you do longer periods of fasting, especially after 3 days, is that you will lose hair after. So it's important to take some supplements when you come back. That is, for the hair and for nails, if you don't want to lose hair. Because I was worried for one time when I was losing a lot of hair, and I didn't know why, so I went to doctor, and then she explained to me that it's because of the fasting. That after 3 days of fasting, the body, the last like nutrition that the body gives is to the hair. Yes, so that's she recommend me to take my supplements, for hair and nails after I finish my fasting. So I think I don't have any filter here. You can see my skin. I am 39, and yeah, I feel very good. I don't use so many creams. Like sometimes I use, but I don't really use. I keep myself, I think, glowing with this fasting and with the plants. But I also think the how we look, in the outside, it's very connecting in how we feel inside and how is our energy. So if we are in a space where we love ourselves, and when we are like with clear intentions, when we have a goal in life, when we wake up happy every day, when we do things with happiness every day, when we don't take, things into us, we don't carry the world on our shoulders and all the problems, when we don't worry, I think that reflects also in your health and in how your energy also goes out, in the world. So fasting, it's a very beautiful experience. If you have never fasted, I recommend you to try one day to have a intention, because I believe the intention is what gives the most power to, to overcome any difficulties like hungerness. When you want to be a shaman, for example, and you want to work with plants, and you do all of this kind of sacrifice, a lot of tests come. In the dreams, we are offered food, and for us, we need to be in that level of awareness, of consciousness, that we are fasting, and that we cannot even receive food in the dreams. But this is like this is for a different purpose. Yes, this is if you want to be a shaman. Now I'm just sharing this part of my fasting that I did because I have very important things to get solutions, in my life. And I was very happy because like the most important that was for my daughter, I got it immediately after, I think, 5 days when I find myself in the kitchen, and I was talking with one of the participants about my daughter toxoplasmosis, and he shared with me that there is a natural way how to heal this, and that was my intention, to be able to heal my daughter toxoplasmosis, because in the medical system there is no cure for it, and she's 7 years old, so it's too young to give her some of the plants that I know, because they're a little bit too strong, and the virus or bacteria, I think, is still there, and the medications, antibiotics are not the best. That I don't feel good that she's taking all of that, but I need to do it because it's the only thing. Sorry, somebody here did something. So that medications was the only thing that was keeping this bacteria sleeping, that it doesn't continue to develop, because she got the toxoplasmosis on her eyes, and already did a little bit of damage in her eye, in her left eye, where she can see like a black spot. So I actually took her. She was there with me, and the answer that I received is that she's going to heal from this condition. She got this year. It was, I think, around April or March, something like that. And we have been battling this toxoplasmosis ever since. And I was very happy that the intention, that I put, it was there, the synchronization. And for this guy also, he came with the intention to help his mother to heal with cancer. And it was interesting because we had the plans that we know in Peru for that. And I give him that plans that his mother can continue together with the fasting that he did. So I will be very happy to share with all of you soon when we get 100% answer that she's healed 100%. With all of you, we are waiting for the results. And fasting It is practice, it's a spiritual practices, practicing many traditions. And if you're looking to help yourself, if you're looking to help some family member, some friend that needs your help, giving yourself, 1 day, and when you do that day, if it's only 1 day, then don't be in your phone, don't distract yourself, pray and meditate that day. If it's only 1 day that you will do. If you will do a little bit more longer, it's a little bit more flexible. Yes, but you wake up, if you don't have master plants, it's okay. You can use sage. Sage is a very sacred plant as well. It's a very spiritual plant. Sage is also used for cleansing spaces, but you can also find sage in supermarkets to drink as tea. Rosemary, it's also very sacred plant. It's just that we forget about all of these things. Chamomile is also, and all of these plants are very good for women to go back to balance. Also for guys, if you are having problems like dealing with your emotions, like anger, for example, if you like you are a chaos inside, these plants are very nice plants that helps you to calm down. It helps you to ground yourself. It helps you to clean your thoughts. And they are easy to take at home. So if you want to take it home, if you don't want to be a shaman, but you want to find some healing, these plants are very good. Rosemary, chamomile, and sage. Yes, in natural form, organic, not in tea bags, because sometimes they have pesticides. And then you are drinking this plant all the day, and every time that you will drink this plant, you put your intention, you pray to this plant. Like if you are talking with a person, if it's the sage, spirit of the sage, I am Naisha, in my case, I am Naisha. I present myself, with love, with respect, with gratitude. I offer in this day of fasting for my healing, for my clarity. I have these intentions. I want to get these answers, or I want to help somebody. Please help me. Connect, that your divine light connect through my body, and that this healing can be true. And you drink your plant. You can do that during the whole day. You can take a little bit longer if you want. It depends. And you can check, the results later. And the most important is that you don't worry during these times. You have to have a lot of faith. Your faith is a very important ingredient when we want to heal and when we want to help somebody. There is the biggest magic is in the faith. Because when we believe, we give a power to what we are doing that it makes things to get faster. And sometimes our lack of faith is what is creating, the problems in our life, and that we are repeating negative things in life because we don't believe. And it's important to believe in God. There was this thought that came to me during the diet. A lot of indigenous traditions were crushed when the Christianity came to impose their beliefs. And it's funny because now we, the shamans, are the ones coming to all of you to tell you to believe in Jesus, to believe in God, but in a different way. It's not with fear, not about punishment, but with love. If we manage, to forgive all of these negative things that happens, in our cultures, because this is the biggest teachings of the plants is love and unity, I think we all can do it. We all can do it. Andrea said we create what we believe very strong. Yes, we create our reality. If we believe that life is bad, if we believe that we have been born just to suffer, that's how life is going to be. But if we believe that we deserve the best, that life can change, life will change. I don't share with all of you all the things that I've been. I haven't shared with all of you all the things that has happened in my life, but I hope for the beginning of the next year, my book will be out, and that you will be reading, and that you will get inspired, by all the things that I have managed to overcome since childhood until like a few years ago, and that I keep going. I will always believe in love. I will always believe that God wants the best for me. You can give the name that you want. You can say the consciousness, your higher self, the universe. It doesn't matter, you know. We all come from somewhere, and there is always this strong force that is nurturing us and is giving us. And I have experienced it not only in the plants but also outside. And fasting has been a practice that has also helped me to increase that belief, you know, because I have seen the miracles that has happened through the fasting, physically, energetically, mentally. It's like a jump in the timelines, if you believe in that. Somebody is asking if it's good to combine tobacco with fasting or a diet for cleaning and so on. It depends. If you will open up your fasting with the tobacco purge, for example, yes. But like prolonging using tobacco for more days and fasting, it will be a little bit too hard. Because you need to remember tobacco is a poison, and your body also needs to recover physically, because it's a very strong plant. So it needs a little bit of food when you're doing the tobacco diet. I know the expert in tobacco, but I know that when you work with tobacco, that you need a little bit more of taking care of your physical body. But you can open a fasting, like if you will do a 3 days fasting or longer fasting, with a cleansing with tobacco. And then it's like if you are fasting and doing the diet with tobacco at the same time. One of my teachers recommend me like to drink the tobacco at night if I want to start to connect with tobacco. You know, to drink 1 cup of tobacco. Depends if you have the Nicotina rustica that we use in Peru. You take 2 fingers put it in to simmer in warm water, and then you drink that in the night. Yes, it makes you dream. And also the tobacco, it's very important to put the intention, because tobacco also shows you your light and your dark. Yes, and when we work with the plants, we need to be committed that we want to improve, that we want to find closeness, you know, to the spiritual life, that we want to connect with the divine, because every plant, like I say, has also power. Yes, and when the power is stronger than us, it can feed our ego. So it's very important the intentions that we have when we take the plants. If it's to help, or you know, what is the purpose? If it's only for power, it's not good. The power is good if we will help other people, of course. Can you work with rapid welfare? Yes, you can, but only if you give to yourself. Yeah, don't take it from other person, because then you're receiving the energy from that person, and when you're fasting, you're in an open state. Yes, so whatever that person is having, it will go to you. So only if you do yourself, you do the happy. Okay, Fiona? If you have any questions, you're very welcome to ask. For me, the fasting, it has been a very beautiful journey. It's much easier when I do it in an environment where I feel myself supported, like where other people is also doing it. For example, I have tried it a couple of times at home and I failed tremendously horrible. So I save it when I'm in the events to do my fasting, because I always want to go and do it hard, you know. So I can do it 1-2 days at home, but then the 3rd day I am weak. And you know, I have the temptations at home, the food and everything. So I prefer like to know like my limitations. And of course, if I'm in a situation where I really need to do the fasting, no matter where I am, then I will do, you know. But in this opportunity, I have the good luck that we were in Norway, and there was a group of people that they also wanted to join the fasting, and that we were doing together. I have to cook for my daughter because she was there, and also for our shaman, and I had to be strong, you know. You need to be in that commitment in those moments where you don't care the smells, where you don't care that you know you are doing you have an intention. And my intentions were much stronger than my hungerness. And every time I was hungry, I was drinking my teas. That helped me a lot. And I got a lot of answers also. When you do fasting and also you do ceremonies, it's more powerful. Many people mistake the diet to come to ceremonies. That is a preparation to come to ceremonies with the diets with the master plans, which is a totally different thing. Diets with master plans is a traditional ancient practice that shamans in the Peruvian Amazon especially, they've been doing for like hundreds of years, I will say. That's how they study the plants. That's how they build the connection with the spirits. That's how they gain their power and their wisdom. That's how they do the healing in the ceremonies. It's through this practice. That's how they reload their batteries and where the healing goes into the ceremonies. That's why it's so important for the shamans that are working with plant medicine to do the diets with master plants every year, every now and then, because it brings us back to balance. It's help us to upgrade ourselves. It brings us to another level. I always come as a new person after the diet, and year after year I see the benefits much more stronger, and I wish I can do it more often, but I am mama, so I cannot always. But when I have the opportunity, I do it. How often will you recommend a 3-day fast? It depends. It depends on the intentions, Charlie. What will you like? You can do it every month, in the beginning of every month, as an intention for your month to go certain direction that you want to go, like we always do it, for example, in January. And we have January and February in Peru, 2 events. This year will be in Pucallpa. If for those that are interested, you can contact me and I send you the information. We do it in the beginning of the year with the intention to clear energies, to summarize everything that we receive from the year that is staying behind, and to plan intentions for the new year that is coming, what we would like to achieve. This is how I like to start my year, like cleaning myself and checking myself. What did I did wrong? What did I do good? Where can I improve? And how I want this new year to be, So you can do it like every month if you want, or every 3 months. It depends of you and what you want to achieve in your journey. So I shared with you why I did this diet. What is the master plant diet? That is a sacred practice, from the Amazon. And the best is through the fasting when you don't have so much time like me. It accelerates the process, especially if you want to be a healer, if you have a strong intention to heal something. What challenging me the most during the diet, what other people's dramas, that it was trying to contact me, through the phone, and to try to keep out of it. It was a little bit difficult sometimes. What did I learn during my fasting? What I learned personally is that I need to stop making excuses for certain habits that I know that are not good for me, that are not bringing anything good. I learned that it's important to have a clear goal and to don't celebrate anything or feel like I have achieved something until I don't really achieve that. Because sometimes we feel, things are going good, towards my goal, and then we get too relaxed, and then boom, you do things that will bring you steps back, from your goal. You have a goal and you focus, and you don't celebrate until you have achieved your goals. It doesn't mean you don't enjoy life. I can share now what I did, but I will share in my book later. But yeah, I did some things that were not so good, so my visions were blocked. I couldn't connect with Aya. And she told me just because I did the fasting that she was nice and opening back my visions. But I need to be a good girl and don't do these things anymore. That I know, now, with all of these years of experience, what is right and what is wrong. And I need to focus into following that direction. I also learned that compassion begins with ourselves. That if I can feel compassion for people, but the first compassion I need to feel is for myself. If people is not feeling compassion for me, I shouldn't do things that will not help that people to reach that point where they need to understand where they are failing. you know, because sometimes we have love in our hearts, and that love, it's like wants to go to cover up things that shouldn't be, you know, accepted, shouldn't be tolerated, just because we love somebody. This was a very big teaching for me, because, you know, it was a moment during the last ceremonies when I wanted to cry for a situation, and the medicine told me, why do you cry? Why do you feel sorry? Like, that person didn't feel sorry for you. Why you need to feel sorry? Feel sorry for yourself, and now you focus and you keep going, you know, and let that person, because part of love is also to let everybody have the experience they have, because they created that. And you are choosing now a new direction, and you are choosing now to create a new reality for you. So that was another big teaching that I got from it. Then the integration, you know, people speaks a lot about integration, how we integrate our experiences, but that happens, you know, every day in the life. When we are present in our life, we are doing that integration. Yes, because the integration is basically put in practice the teachings that we receive during, you know, the retreats, or during the diets that we do, during the fasting, during the experiences with the master plans. That is the integration. If I was told, for example, like that I need now to focus on myself, that I need to love myself, then I need to do that. If the drama wants to come, I say, no, I'm not available. You know, if I want to start worrying for things, then I say to myself, no, this is not the way how I'm dealing anymore with my life. I have a new way, and that is trust, and that is faith, and I practice that, and that is integration. Yes, practicing what you have been taught. That is the integration. Integrating through the practice what you receive. That is what it is. Can unsupervised fasting be harmful for people with chronic conditions such as they? Yes, so if you have a medical condition, then it's good to check with your doctor. But it's also important to do it, I think, with the professionals that they know about fasting. Yes, when you are going to do that, because I know that you can heal a lot of conditions through fasting. Yes, so I know the doctor really to say it, but if you have a medical condition, then yes, you need to check how can you do it safely. Yes, because there are different ways to do fasting, like there is intermittent fasting also, that where you just eat one meal a day, you know, and it depends also the purpose, what you want to do. If it's for healing your hypertension, if it's for spiritual reasons, so it's something that you need to check too. Very good. I think I have speak a lot now about about the fasting. And if you have any questions, please, you feel very welcome. I'm going to download this video and put it back, that you can see it again. But I can summarize a little bit. The fasting is, for me, is a spiritual practice that where you can achieve different things. You can achieve physical healing, where you can achieve spiritual healing, where you can also help other people to heal, where you can also receive answers. Charlie is asking if we are planning to go to England. Not to England, but to Scotland. I think we have a retreat in November. But if you send me a private message, I can send you our calendar, and then you can check it there. We have an organizer in Scotland. I can connect you to see if we have still places there, because it's limited also the amount of people that we work with in every retreat. Otherwise, we are everywhere. From England, you can travel easily to Stockholm, to Budapest. You're very welcome to come. What else? Yes, about the fasting. If you have never tried fasting, try first with 1 day, because it's the easiest if you want to do at home. Use herbs, use plants that are also not like master plants, you know, when you want to be a shaman, but they are sacred plants. Sage, rosemary, chamomile. You can use it organic at home with no pesticides, not in bags. Try to find. Drink that through the day. Pray, put your intention. Faith is the biggest key into all of this, fasting. Fasting also, it can prepare you for big changes that you are going through life, or a breakup, or if you want to find a new job, if you want to enter in a new energetical state, a new vibrational state, it's also helping. So then you can listen, when you're doing the fasting, positive affirmations. You can listen binaural songs that will change your vibration from within, from your mind. You can go to bed and put some audios that are also helping you to create new patterns of thinking. If you're a person that tends to go too negative, then with the practice of not going that direction, you can do it. And that means that you need to become aware and present with yourself, with your thoughts, with your feelings, and every day. So if you are like cleaning your house and then you realize, you're going negative, put some positive audio. You can find out everywhere. There is no excuse. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, in your language. Put positive affirmation. Listen that when you're cooking, when you're cleaning, when you're showering. Start to reprogram yourself and dream. And dream that everything can be possible. Dream and feel your dreams, how you will feel when you have all of these dreams coming true, because that positive energy, it will actually help to manifest all that what you want. And the fasting and the ceremonies with master plans, and the master plan itself, they also help us to release energy blockages that sometimes it's not easy to work. Also part of the fasting and together with the master plans is to soften certain energetical things that we have and that are easy then when we go to ceremony to be taken away, to be removed. That's why the preparation, like to come to retreats, it's also very important. But also like during the retreats, it's also very important how you commit, during that time. I always recommend like participants when they come the first day to try to fast that day, so that they can like receive the best, from the experience. And the thing is that in the end of the day, all of these small things, it really makes a very big difference because they build up discipline, they build up commitment, with the things that you want to achieve in your life, because real change becomes with doing things differently than what we are doing daily. And we can only realize these things when we stop doing all of those things that we repeatedly do like robots. Yes? Private ceremonies, we are going to be posting you are in my private Telegram, but I will post also here, because we will have some dates available, and normally in the weekdays, like Mondays, Tuesdays is when we can do private ceremonies when we don't have retreats, because now we are a little bit busy almost all the weekends with the retreats, but those days, Mondays, Tuesdays are possible for us to do private ceremonies because it's the same amount of energy we use for a ceremony in a group or for one person. Do you have any advice for avoiding or not getting blood sugar drops and shakes when doing multi-day fasting? When you are drinking too much water, in the fasting, then it can be dangerous because you lose electrolytes. So there is a limit amount of water that you can drink when you are doing a fasting. Normally I think it's like, depends on your body weight, how big you are. It can be, for a small person 2 liters, for a bigger person 3 to 4 liters, but not more than that. Yes, because you're peeing all the time your minerals. Otherwise during the diet. So, but when you start to feel like shaking, that is a sign where you need to stop your fasting. But if you have never fasted, you start first with 1 day and you feel how it goes. Yes, and it's normal to have cravings. It's normal when you feel a little bit dizzy, but you need to be careful when you stand up. But this normally happens when it's a longer period of time. And you need to save energy also when you're fasting. Like, you cannot go for long walks or do exercise. Like, I was mainly like going to do what I needed to do, cooking for my daughter, showering, fixing some things, and then going back and be like laying down. And sometimes I was sitting and writing. But I try to avoid to use too much energy that I can, fulfill my intention of 8 days. So that's why it's important, like, to have also like a space when you want to do. And if you don't have it, I will say maximum 3 days if you need to do it by yourself. Because we need to be realistic sometimes. We expose to many temptations as well. Yes, I was taking, like, the last days, I was taking some electrolytes that I find. I was taking one tablet. When I was feeling super dizzy, then I was taking one tablet that is electrolytes. So that was okay. But I kept the fasting, like, not eating. Yes, and then I was drinking my tea. And that helped. But that was, like I say, after the 5th day, when I needed to take one tablet only. And when you are doing, like, together with the plants are also giving you energy. And when you are doing this as well in a retreat, like with shamans, for example, then the shaman is also making sure to give you energy that you can have that strength to continue with your fasting. Yeah, I was not having all the ceremonies because we have like 6 ceremonies. I did the last ceremonies only because I was like saving myself to go and do those ceremonies. But otherwise, if you're fasting and also doing ceremonies, then the shaman is helping you, giving you energy during that time. Yes, that is all for today. But if you still have questions, you're very welcome. If blood pressure is too low, what can you do during the fasting? Yeah, it can happen, that you can get that during the fasting, but you need to avoid, like I say, to move too much. And you can have a little bit of like black tea, that it can help because the natural caffeine, it can not coffee, but like black tea, for example, that can help to get out of the low blood pressure. And there are also plants that helps to normalize, like chuchuhuasi, for example. So it depends. Again, you can also take your supplements. But if you have a medical condition, you need to check always with your doctor. You need to check with the doctor how safe it is. And also, like, the period of time, maybe not the full fasting, maybe just to have 1 meal a day and reduce the salt, to cut out the sugars, that can help as well. Yeah, there is different ways of do fasting too. Thank you, everybody. I will put this video again with the most important parts. Thank you for your time. I will start coming back to do more live videos, also to offer some free readings, messages here for all of you. And making now, that was also one of my intentions in the diet, to find the clarity for the next steps for me. I've been avoiding a lot to be live for many reasons, to be too much in camera. But I now in a space where I feel like it's important, and I want to share. Now I feel like it's time for sharing more. It's time to support each other. And thank you all for your time. I wish you the best. If you are strong to do 1 day fasting, do it. It's a very beautiful experience. Pray, cultivate your faith. Try to be a good human being. It is not so difficult. I share sometimes also about the karma points, collect your karma points, but for good. Yeah? When you do good for no reason, you're collecting karma points. So it helps like that in life when you need it. Bye bye everybody.